Hey guys, welcome back to a new video, and today we will be taking an in-depth look at the SKS Marksman Rifle. Look at the statistics for the weapon and some of the good gunsmith builds we can make for it, along with the verdict. Can it be part of the current meta or not? Let's go. The SKS is a semi-automatic marksman rifle, meaning if we tap the shoot button once, it will only shoot one bullet, and we need to keep on tapping the shoot button to fire bullet consecutively. Looking at the damage and range values, the hitboxes are divided into head, chest, stomach, and rest of the body. This means that arms also do the same damage as legs, and this is bad cause arms cover the chest hitbox. Thus, most of the times when trying to hit chest shots, they will be registered as arm shots. And in the 40 meter range, we deal 120 damage to the head, 60 to the chest, and 54 to the stomach, and 48 to the rest of the body. Meaning, if only hitting leg shots, for example, we will have a 3-shot kill, which has a really slow time to kill. To make the best use of this gun, we have to aim for 2-shot kill always. Thus, we will need to hit stomach shots and chest shots, but chest shots will be inconsistent due to the arms covering the hitbox. This already doesn't look too good since this is a semi-auto weapon with really slow 3-shot time to kill, and the hitboxes are also very strict, which will give inconsistent damage output. The 1-shot kill is the only consistent thing, where if we can land one headshot, it will always be an instant kill. But that is also inconsistent since we can't land headshots frequently. The SKS is consistent at being inconsistent in a nutshell. Regarding the fire rate, the fastest recorded fire rate is 329 RPM, but we can't get this consistently. The average fire rate is around 300 rounds per minute, which slows down our time to kill and also increases the punishing factor. The punishing factor is how much time to kill difference there will be when we miss a single shot. I have shown both 300 RPM and 329 RPM, and we have a punishing factor of 183 milliseconds to 200 milliseconds. Thus, one missed shot at 300 RPM makes our time to kill go from 200 milliseconds to 400 milliseconds. Thus, we don't have the luxury for missing shots at all, as we will be outgunned by most guns easily. For landing a 2-shot kill in this range, we will need one upper body shot anywhere, either stomach or chest, and then the next shot anywhere. Thus, if we can land our first shot in the stomach, we are safe as we are guaranteed a 2-shot kill. While pre-aiming and hard scoping angles where enemies can come from helps a lot in trying to get consistent 2-shot kills. And when trying to get 2-shot kills, it helps if we can aim well instead of spamming the weapon. Spamming again adds to inconsistency due to the aim shake being randomized, and we will miss hitting the chest and stomach hitbox. Anyway, the next range is from 41 meter onwards, and while potentially we can get a 2-shot kill in this range as well, practically we will always be landing 3 shots or more most of the time, since we need 2 consecutive stomach and chest shots to land the 2-shot kill, which is more challenging. And unlike the previous range where we can hit 1 stomach shot and 1 leg shot, we don't have that luxury either, and the chest is covered by the arms, making the 2-shot kill even more challenging. Thus, in this range on average we will be needing 3 shots to kill. This is why range extension is helpful, as it will extend the base 40 meter range, allowing more chances to land the 2-shot kill consistently. Not to mention, snipers like DLQ, Locust, Arctic will always 1-shot us in this range. Thus, using the SKS beyond 40 meter has a high chance of us losing the gunfight and dying. In a nutshell, the SKS doesn't favor spamming. Rather, we have to aim properly and try to be consistent with landing the 2-shot kill. It is a high skill weapon, and due to it, the weapon will perform inconsistently, and the 2-shot kill will be inconsistent with people jumping and sliding around and abusing movement. The base mobility values are also bad. The ADS speed is 21 frames, which is slower than the Man of War in past when it was considered slow, and the sprint to fire values are standard. Movement speed and ADS movement speed is also on the slower side, and slower than what assault rifles usually have. One important thing to keep in mind, the SKS can't blank scope. Blank scope is when we bail the ADS and then shoot, and most of the times our bullet will hit where we were aimed. I will have some clips to show what I mean, but SKS can't do that. For SKS, we will always need to open the scope fully and then take the shot for making an accurate shot. Why improving the ADS speed is paramount and should be our first priority. The base mag has 20 bullets, and the full reload animation takes 3.2 seconds, and we can reload cancel in 1.6 seconds, and reload cancelling is always recommended. The recoil pattern is simple enough. It follows the just pull down mantra mantra, and while we are shooting, keep pulling down at a consistent pace and we should control the recoil. One important thing regarding the SKS is the bullet spread accuracy system on it. Bullet spread accuracy has two domains, the aim shake and the bullet spread. I just call them shake domain and the spread domain. SKS doesn't have the spread domain, but it has aim shake, why attachments like granulated grip is worth using. Aim shake is also random, and attachments like granulated help in making the domain smaller, which makes our bullet more accurate. By the way, a huge thank you to Mr. Roy from the research team for supplying these stats which I'm showing now. And if you have enjoyed the video so far, a like is appreciated, and do leave a comment, it can be anything, I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thus, when building a gunsmith for the SKS, we have to focus on ADS speed and then correct the aim shake so we can play the 40-meter range it has. Thus, always start with the no stock and tactical laser. These are non-negotiable attachments. And then I would put the granulated grip for setting a baseline. For the remaining two attachments, if you want a speed build, then we can use the light barrel and the fast mag, and the mobility is boosted while also stabilizing the aim shake. If you want a suppressed build, search the fast mag for the light suppressor. Light suppressor is the best here since we have 40-meter range to work with, and with the light suppressor we get 33-meter base range, which is good enough. And for what I was using in the video, I had applied the 3x scope as the SKS uses sniper sense, which is really low for me, and I didn't want to keep switching my sense back and forth, thus optic really helped. And like I mentioned, SKS has inconsistent performance, so I was primarily playing range and spamming with it instead of trying to aim for the consistent 2-shot kill, and the scope really helped with that as well. This build didn't have the granulated grip, and you can switch out the barrel for granulated if needed. And for ultimate spamming, 30 mag can also be used, but the 20 bullets in the base mag is more than enough. Regarding what scope to use, it is up to preference, but I would suggest using 3x scope or 4x scope for multiplayer. And finally, Mr. Roy's recommendation. He uses the marksman barrel and the rest of the class is the same. It is meant for playing range, and we have 45-meter base range with sound suppression, which is really good and very much usable. There is an alternate aggressive build as well, which uses the full ammo perk for getting more ammo in the reserve. The final build is for stabilizing the aim shake primarily, and we use the tactical grip and granulated grip combination, and the marksman barrel can also be used if you want. And that's it. SKS doesn't have too many ways to make a good gunsmith build, so try out these attachments and make the necessary changes to suit your playstyle. And do consider subscribing with the bell icon if you enjoyed the video so far. I make such in-depth videos pretty often, so there is more to come. Coming to Battle Royale, SKS is viable in BR2 and we can use it to spam any range, but it has two drawbacks. First is the bullet velocity, which actually has a workaround, and we have to lead our shots and then shoot for landing our shots on the enemy. Nothing deal breaker, but the lack of sniper ammo in BR is definitely a concern, and when we run out of sniper ammo, it is time to switch weapons. Sniper ammo is pretty randomized, so we can't really do much regarding that. A good combination I used a lot when initially testing the SKS was the AK-47 for playing the 30-meter range, and then the SKS for playing after 30-meter range. My recommended BR build is made for range with 4x scope or 6x scope so we can see targets at range clearly, and tactical suppressor for suppressing our sound, which helps when taking range fights, and ADS speed when playing range won't matter, so we are safe there. Finally, 30 mag and tac laser for finishing this class. The only change I will recommend is switching the barrel to granulated, otherwise this is a good class for spamming at range. For aggressive class, you can try out one of the builds I gave for multiplayer. SKS is good for BR, but we need to adjust to the bullet velocity and the bullet drop at range. Still watching? Share this video around as it helps gain popularity, and you can join our Discord server to interact with me and the other members, link is in the description. Thus, is SKS good statistically? Yes. But will I recommend using it? No, not at all. SKS is the prime example for a gun with good stats but unfit for main weapon, as it fails miserably when playing practically. The main concern is reliance on the 2-shot kill, which already puts a layer of skill, and most of the player base won't be able to use the gun effectively due to this. And if our aim is good enough to consistently get the 2-shot kill, why not use a traditional sniper and get the 1-shot kill instead? which will be faster than getting 2-shot kill with SKS, and Sniper can also blank scope, which is a bonus. We can also opt for something like Man of War, which is full auto and can be made to achieve around 31 meter of 3-shot range. And with good aim, we will consistently land the 3-shot kills, unlike the SKS, which struggles with getting 2-shot kills consistently. It is also easier to track enemies with auto weapons as opposed to semi-auto weapons, giving SKS the disadvantage again. I consider the SKS to be a niche weapon where we will need to play tactically with it, hold angles and get 2-shot kills as much as possible while minimizing the error margin. But Man of War and other rifles will outperform the SKS in consistency. Usually I try to see the silver lining and support the weapon by pointing out its strengths, but SKS is plainly disappointing. Whatever it can do, there are alternatives which can do the same but better. It is a fun gun to use, and I had taken a poll where I asked people if they will use the SKS as their main weapon or not, and it was a pretty one-sided no response from the community. The people who prefer using it do it mainly cause it is a fun gun to use, or they want to use something non-meta as they are tired of using the same old Man of War, DRH, ASM, etc. The best way to play the SKS is like a niche weapon where we would be holding tactical positions on the map and picking off enemies via off angles and positioning, and basically have a crowd control playstyle. But then again, if we can play this playstyle, what is stopping us from using Man of War or HVK or even Chopper for crowd control? Like I said, whatever SKS does, there are alternatives which can do the same but better, and this is why I wouldn't recommend SKS cause it is inconsistent and we often get outgunned and spamming doesn't work on it. Statistically it is good, but practically it isn't part of the meta. Let me know what you think of the SKS and if you will use it as your main or not. That was the SKS in-depth gunsmith analysis. Nothing much to say. Like, comment, subscribe with the bell icon, and do share this video around as it will help the video gain more popularity. I will see you soon on the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy and have a good day. Take care guys, and bye.